Hey guys, so welcome to a weekend edition of our Stocks by Request, where we talk about the top stocks that you guys requested via Patreon, via your Instagram DMs, and via all of the comments that you've placed in the comments section. So this is a continuation of the video that we did yesterday. We talked about the very popular BSE, APL, PHA. We also talked about ASEN, BDO, DITO, TBGI, MRC, SM Prime, Ali, JFC, Pure Gold, AP, and Converge. So all of that is in both of my channels. The first seven that I mentioned are in my first channel, this channel where you're watching, and then the bottom eight, we talked about that on my second channel, Stock Investing Made Easy. For this video, I want to double down and talk about the stocks that we did not tackle on the previous two videos. I want to talk about BPI, SM, LTG, MPI, AC, URC, Tech, GT Capital, JGS, and PLDT. So 10 stocks for today. And as I continue and progress and talk about this, please do note that as I talk about this, these are not stock picks, tips, and tricks. This is me sharing my idea on how I analyze everything via technical analysis. So never buy, sell, hold, or avoid the stock just because you hear it off of YouTube. It has to be you who should learn how to analyze and build your own conviction as you start trading the markets. Because at the end of the day, that's how it is, that's how it will be. You make money off of the conviction that you have based on the proper rudiments of either technicals or fundamentals. And if you get it, this is what I really believe. It's a skill that you will never, that hindi na siya mawawala sa'yo. And it's something that you can use in perpetuity up until you grow old. So it doesn't matter if you don't make money in the first weeks, in the first months, or even if it takes some time. But as you gain the skill, it's something that you can use for years and years and years to come. And if there's something that I'll keep on telling people, wag magmadali yumaman. The fastest way to grow rich is to do it slow. The fastest way to grow rich is to love the process. Now, anyways, I want to start everything off with BPI. Which is, if you look at it right here, no, it's still relatively consolidating. It's still moving at a certain range, and the consolidation range is 89 is your resistance, 84.12 is your support level. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the past 5 days, it's been holding, staying above the 84.12 mark. Your current support is at that particular range, and your resistance is at 89. You have the 20 and 50-day moving average confirming the support at 84.12. You also have both moving averages confirming the consolidation. MACD and RSI is also confirming whatever sideways movement that we're having. Please do note that this move from MACD last November 26 and it breaking down from this uptrend is what caused the consolidation for BPI. So as of the time of this video, support is 84.12, resistance is 89. So by the way, for those who have not checked, BPI closed at 85.35. Value turnover is 115 million pesos. Next is, let's look at SM. For SM, it's also consolidating. Support is 966, resistance is 1,100. And if you've been watching the previous videos, I mentioned that it's having a hard time at the 1,100 mark because it's a resistance that it has not broken from for the past 3 years or so already. And as you can see it right here, 1, 2, 3 days trying to push past it, but fourth day also it had a relative hard time. So MACD and the 20 and 50-day moving average is confirming the consolidation. Current range is 966 is your support, which is also supported by the 100-day moving average. Then you have your resistance at the 1,100 level. A shorter term support could be pegged somewhere here at the 1,030 mark. So same thing, we've been seeing the large cap stocks, the stocks that have heavy weight in the index and in the stock market in the Philippines, moving and consolidating and near pretty much its resistances. Next is this, LTG. So for LTG, as you can see, it's doing the same thing. It's working on the same path. Current support level is at 12.7. Current resistance level is at 14 pesos per share. And that's what makes it a bit interesting is a lot of these stocks that we've been analyzing, they've started to consolidate. So the main general trend is still up, but consolidations are needed also as a breathing area before it either pushes or before we see a trend reversal. So Confirming the sideways movement is the 20 and the 50-day moving average. The GMMA and MACD are also doing the same thing. So current tradable range 12.7, current resistance is 14.17 pesos per share. So for those who want to do a quick trade for LTG, exercise patience up until it goes back here to the 12.7 level. If it bounces off of that, target will be somewhere around this area. So if you notice it here, that particular tradable range is at 11%. And personally, no, okay na ako sa mga ganong ranges because if you do it on a frequent level naman, it will allow you to take advantage and make money off of those swings. So that's a personal preference. It's something that I love to do, especially for short-term trades like this. Comment below if you're learning and comment if this is something that is helping you. Anyways, MPI, same thing. Now, if you notice it, halos pare-pareho na yung movements nila. The fact that they're very, very large in the index. Main support level for MPI is 4 pesos per share. Main resistance level for MPI is a 4.5, 4.55 level. And if you plot this up, no, ganun din, similar to the other stocks that I've shown you that short-term uptrends or short to mid-term uptrends have been broken. That's why it started to consolidate at those specific levels. So for MPI, similar to the other stocks that I showed you, the 20, the 50-day moving averages, the MACD, GMMA are all confirming that it's currently consolidating and moving sideways. So again, if you notice it here, from December, it tried to go above the 4.55 mark, hit it here, retraced, hit it here. Let's see if it retraces back. But currently, as of now, it's still moving at this particular level. So one thing that I've noticed, and for those who have been investing for quite some time in the markets, is normally they move in tandem. That's why right now we're seeing the markets sideways because majority of the stocks also are moving around that area. Now, when we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stocks also start to break out, then we see the index start to move, and we see also some of the stocks that have also been moving sideways start to push up as well. But as of now, sideways 4.07 support, resistance 4.53, and it's at the bias still first that it's much closer to the resistance than at the support. So breakout from 4.53. Next possible resistance is 4.83. Then the next one is at the 5.21 mark. So next stock is AC. For Ayala Corp, we've talked about this extensively also, that it's moving in the same fashion. I hope you guys are seeing the pattern, no? And that's what's so interesting about technicals is that everything looks the same. The names may change. The movement or the volatility may be relatively the same or different, but the way you analyze it, hindi na siya nagbabago. And that's why for those of you who are also investing in US markets, that's what allows us to use and trade and invest in US markets, because the skills that you will possibly have for Philippine markets will be generally the same also, as long as you know how to read technicals. So for AC, same thing. I'll just plot this here just to show you that the upward move was also broken. That's why it started also to consolidate. The consolidation is confirmed by both 20 and 50-day moving average. GMMA, MACD also are confirming the consolidation. For AC, current support is 803. Current resistance is at 866. This particular move, is around 7 plus 8%, more or less. And if you look at it very closely, January 14, just a trading day ago or two, prior to this green candle, we saw it hit the support at 803. Boom, red candle. Then the next day, textbook support and resistance play. As it hit the support, as you can see, it pushed higher and closed at the 820 mark. So kudos to those who bought at the support. Please do note that the target, or at least the resistance right now, is at the 865 peso mark for the stock. So as of now, AC is still consolidating. Failure to break the 867 resistance, the possibility that it retraces to 803 is possible. Breakout from the 867 mark. Possible area where it could go is right here at the 976 peso mark. So that's the current progression that we'll possibly see for where AC is going. Next stock that I'd like to talk about is URC. So for URC, you can see it right here. URC is pushing, no? If you notice it, it's still moving and pushing in a very, very long and very, very strong uptrend. it's moving in a very, very long and very, very strong uptrend. And as it's moving in a very, very long and strong uptrend, it's also starting to consolidate as of today. So current consolidation level for URC is 145 support, 160 peso resistance. So 145 support, 160 resistance. As you notice it right here, it's very, very close already to the resistance level. The only difference that it has from the other stocks that I've mentioned is up until now, even though it started to move at a certain range, it's still trying to push up. So all eyes, in my opinion, are at the 160 level for URC. I repeat, all eyes right now are the 160 peso level for URC. Breakout from that particular level, we could possibly see URC go to the 175 peso mark. So main underlying trend for URC is up. GMMA is confirming the upward trend. MACD, although weak, the movement or at least the volatility is weaker, it's still showing us that the trend is still relatively up. But for the short term, it's also confirming to us that it's moving it's moving on a sideways direction. 145 support, 160 peso resistance, but with a bias that if it breaks out from the 160 level, possibility of it going to the next resistance is at the 175 mark. So there, that's where URC is, 145 support, 160 resistance. Next resistance is at 175 peso mark. Next stock is tech. This has been highly requested by all of you. So for tech also, what's interesting for tech is this is its current support at the 7.73 level. 2 days of selling has caused it to break down from that 7.73 level. Failure to break that particular level may result in bringing it and retracing it to the 7.13 mark. But if it goes above the 7.73 level, then the possibility for it to go to 9.51 is back. But I'll place this. I forgot to place this on the previous video. No, that there is a resistance right now at the 8.38 level, which is confirmed here, and you will see it also right here. So couple of things that you could watch out for Techno. MACD GMMA are still relatively bullish. It could be also that as it's forming this upward trend, it's normal for upward trends to have retracements. So possible tries to hit this level and starts to bounce, and the upward trend will continue. And if you note, just wanted to noted that if it bounces off this level, then the higher high, higher low progression for tech will still be consistent, and it will be in and it will factor the uptrend that we're possibly seeing for the stock. So I just like to note this 7.73 level range. If it does not go above that level anymore, possible retracement is 7.13, but the uptrend currently is still intact. If it bounces above 7.73, next possible resistance is at the 8.38 mark. Next stock is we have last three: GT Cap, JG Summit, and PLDT. Do you guys like this that I'm doing? I'm running through several stocks throughout the market now. I hope that this is something that adds and creates value to you. And for those who are asking about our technical analysis seminar in Manila, small group seminar, the link is in the description below. We're planning to do a Zoom session also right after, maybe a month or two after that, but we're trying to build an online course already for 2021. And then we have books available via Shopee in the description below. So there. And for those asking, by the way, for how to trade US markets, I have a link below for eToro. You can use that for you to be able to sign up and have a virtual account, which allows you to trade US markets by by having sort of plain money first to be able to practice, and once you're confident already, use the skills, technicals, for you to be able to start to buy with real money, and you can buy it via fractional shares around 50 US dollars only. What else I want to say? So yeah, let's continue and let's finish this off. Um, Next stock is GT Capital. For GT Capital, this is how it is. Current resistance is here, 667. You have a resistance here at 581. You have a support here at um, the 521 level. So the stock is currently at the resistance. Failure to go above the 581 level, it may retrace back here to the current support at 519. Breakout from 581. Next possible progression is at the 667 mark. I just wanted to note this observation that if it does not go above the 581 level, then it's forming a possible reversal. But the longer and stronger movement down will be predicated if the 521 level does not hold. So if the 581 level is not broken out from, there's a shot that as it goes to 521 and 521 does not hold also, we may see a deeper slide. I just want to note this, while all of that is happening, you have this cross down and you have this already. While at this point in time also, while MACD and GMMA are crossing to more bearish patterns, RSI is relatively oversold right now. Next stock, last two stocks, we have JG Summit. JG Summit, this is how it looks. You have a resistance here where the stock is currently right now. You have your support there, and then you have a short-term support somewhere there. So failure to break out from 74.33 for JG Summit, which is quite evident here, may lead to a retracement somewhere around this area back to the 68 peso mark. If it bounces off, then that's a tradable range for you, but if it doesn't, it could go to the 64.98 level. So for next week, please don't be surprised if it does not go up, because even the charts are telling us that the stock is at the resistance. MACD is confirming that it's consolidating. Please do note that JG Summit has been consolidating since November 4, so it has been in a sideways range already for the short term since November. The main uptrend is still pretty much intact, no? So this is how it is. And if you'll allow me to push it for you, that's how it looks like. So that's a current progression for JG Summit. Lastly, I want to end everything with PLDT. The stock had good movement the past 2 days, but it must clear this resistance at the 1,476 level. As what I've mentioned, a lot of the stocks that we are looking at already, they're currently close to the resistance as of this point in time. So please also note that PLDT tried to go above that particular resistance since August, September, a couple of months back, but it has not, and it led it to correct all the way down up until the 1,200 level last October. Then it tried to rally once again right here, which it did not break out again. Then it pushed down and it's trying to bounce back once again. So please do note right now the 200-day moving average is already right smack at where our support is at the 1,262 level. So let's see how massive this will be, how significant this resistance is. If it fails to break out at that particular level, then we may see the possibility of it retracing back. 20-50-day moving averages are confirming that it's relatively sideways. But if there's one thing about the last few days movement, is that it broke past those moving averages. So all eyes, in my opinion, are at the 1,482 level. If PLDT has the ability to break out above that, and if it does, the next possible resistance is somewhere around here at the 1,571 mark. So there, I guess that's it. What we talked about a lot of stocks over the past few days. For this video, we just to recap everything, we did BPI, SM, LTG, MPI, AC, URC, Tech, GT Capital, JG Summit, and PLDT. And we also talked about in the videos prior to this, in both of my channels, we had Pure Gold, JFC, Ali, SM Prime, MRC, TBGI, DITO, BDO, ASEN, PHA, APL, and BSC. And maybe an hour and a half after this, we're gonna do US stocks naman based on what you guys have been requesting. But I hope you guys learned a lot from this, and I hope that this is something that was insightful, and I hope that this gave you enough conviction for you to be able to trade the markets with confidence. Please remember, never ever buy just because I talk about it. Please remember that you need to build your own analysis that will help you, because at the end of the day, it's all about what you know in the markets that will help you grow and be better off of this. So to those who are watching this, to the 207,000 subscribers in the channel that are using this weekend to learn more, to build the skills, I salute you. Because that's what I remember when I was also starting out. I would use weekends not to entertain myself. I would use weekends to educate myself. And if there's one thing that I do know that will separate us from the rest, is we value a lot on education. And the more you value education, the better you become. And the better you become, the better decisions you will make. And that's when the money comes in. I'll always say this, that this channel is never about get rich quick. This channel is never about, oh, ang laki ng kita natin. We're never about that, because we're here to learn, build the process, and as we start learning, the money starts to come as we get better. Please remember that for you to get to your dreams, it's about you becoming the man that has the skill set to be able to achieve that dreams. We're not here for jackpot mentality. We're not here that when we make a mistake, we blame other people. It's never about that. We're here to become bigger, better, stronger. And I hope that the 207,000 of you watching this really do get better, because I really believe in your character. I know that you guys are good. I know that you guys are amazing. That as you earn more, hindi nyo kasisira, hindi kayo magiging mayabang, but you will use the money that you have to make an impact in the world around you. So that's it for now. I don't know if you've watched it, but we started a series, a 3-part series with Juneri and Jonathan Ravelas. We gave an economic outlook, and I hope that you guys watch that, because technicals is nice for timing, but it's nice to know what's the foundation and what will give you the conviction that what you're trading is something that's backed up by something robust. So it's in my first channel. Watch it. 3-part series on outlook, inflation, GDP, interest rates, POGO, BPO, and everything else in between. So I'll just end it now, so I have time also to film the US video as well. So that's it for now. Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.